Hey, Scott.
Hey, Ian.
Hey, everyone. Ian here, Manderscheid Media, ABT program. Scott Kugrishins here behind me. We're playing a little hide and go seek, and it's hard to hide when there's no metal in a 72 Duster, but here we are. Everything is out of this car, I think, almost. So Scott's going to walk us through exactly what we're looking at. This is way deeper than I've ever been into restoration for panel replacement or anything replacement like this. So if you've been following on the channel, we have footage of this car at the beginning, and it didn't look this bad. It doesn't look so good right now, but it's on the rebuild soon. Scott, like I said, Scott's going to walk us through and go through as to why we can see through every panel on this car. But it's all you now, Scott.
Thanks, Ian.
All right, Scott, let's have it.
Okay, well, not much left, but like you said, we're on the rebound. This car has had a tough life. We've had one video where we talked about the quarter panel being punched in.
Mm-hmm.
We also talked about this being a Dodge piece, the door being a factory Dodge piece,
Right,
saying that it was hit one more time in its life.
Yeah.
It also took a really good front end hit. I think we talked about that already.
I think so.
I think so. Well, if we haven't, this thing did take a good front end hit, and we are not done tearing this car down, even from what we're going to see yet. So what we're finding now is that those front rails took a really good hit, and they were not fixed that well. But this is actually going to be a really good training environment for the students, because we get to talk a lot about crash dynamics. And there was a lot of hidden damage in this car.
Right.
And right here on this rail, I'll let you zoom in here, you could see that this is still buckled. This is buckled in here, and yes, some of it might be from a floor jack hitting it, and you might be able to talk away from that one. But also, the floor pan was buckled right here.
That I recall, yep.
We also found, and I mentioned this before, that we didn't know about this right in here.
Right, that crease, yep.
When we took this off, the floor pan was buckled under there.
Oh, tough life.
And one frame rail, the students found that a rear frame rail was buckled.
Ooh.
So,
yeah, 2
heavy collisions and rusted out. This is a perfect candidate for all new sheet metal.
Right, yeah.
So, and really, it is the way to fix it.
Yeah.
So, for all those out there, like, how do you even start on something like this?
Yeah.
So one of the things I'm going to give you a little secret, and I see actually a lot of YouTube channels are doing this. We did this a good 10 years ago, where we built, right here, Ian, I'll show you. So right now, we have these jigs, and this is totally adjustable. We put whatever car on we want. We have 2 rotisseries, 2 sets of these. One is 17 feet long, so that we could put a B-body Dodge with all the sheet metal on.
Right.
And then we have a smaller one, because we've done Beetles, we've done 57 Chevys, and so on. So this one, I think, is the shorter one. But we put these in already anticipation of putting rails in.
Okay, yeah.
So that acts like our jig, and we fit that on. And it is pretty darn close to what the original was. So we're going to do just a little bit of measuring, a little bit of adjusting. And right now it's fitting to the original torque box. It's fitting right to the back. We have measurements. That's all fitting. We now have these rails in darn near the right place.
Awesome.
We have torque boxes on order. So even these are coming out.
Right.
The inner sheet metal is coming out. And everything back here, from this, it's all brand new.
Brand new, yeah.
And we've got them almost all ready to go in.
Right, yeah, I can take a walk up behind and just, they're right there, sitting there. But you just don't know what you have until you strip this stuff down. And I know those front frame rails, when you're speaking about the pucker there, it always had this look in the front aprons that it was like lifted, but couldn't necessarily see it until.
Well, we'll show them for the...
until.
Everybody else. So right in here, you can see that this is curved. And again, I'm not the Mopar expert, but I do have a staff member who's pretty in love with Mother Mopar and noticed this right away that it wasn't right. And it's the same
Buckle
on this
the same,
side as
yep.
well. So these are new.
Will be, yep.
The rails we got out of a auto wrecker in Red Deer, Alberta.
Yeah.
And those are going for blasting tomorrow.
Oh, wonderful.
They also have some rust on them, but we're thinking that we might be able to make one out of, like, if we chop some of these rails apart, some of those rails, and make a really good rail.
Yeah.
And it'll be able to all go together.
Right, okay.
So anyway, back inside here, boy, I feel like Friendly Giant, and the Jerome comes from one side to the other.
I shouldn't have brought up the front rail. I should just let you do your thing in here first. But.
So anyway, this is going to be gone. This is going to be gone. This is going to get sandblasted. We haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
And this is staying, although it's going to get separated from the car because these have to get also replaced.
Inner structure, yeah.
We've done sun chopping out in here because we have to patch the cowl.
Oh, yeah.
And once that's done, we start actually building this car up. Now, I talked about the jigs.
Yes.
In the rails.
Yeah.
We have this holding the whole roof up.
God.
So we can't move this car anywhere for the next little while.
Yeah, it's stationary for a bit.
We have Porter Powers holding the rocker up.
Yep.
And we also have Porter Powers in the wheelhouses to hold this car solid.
Oh, man.
So once we start building the floors,
then you can get some rigidity back in it. Yeah.
We'll get a little bit more, like you said, rigidity. We'll get the trunk braces and that back in. Then we'll chop the tubs out, the outer rockers, but we'll have it welded up in steps. So
yeah, I mean, to take something this far, you pretty much have to. Otherwise, you really have nothing left.
So
it's coming. It's coming. That's anybody who's watching this that don't understand auto body, like me. This looks like a holy moly scenario. Like, don't exactly know what to explain to myself here. It's just like it's hollow, and it all was rough. And you sometimes just don't see that in that initial. You look at it. Yep, 340 4-speed, numbers matching car. It's pretty unique in its thing, and it's like, oh boy.
And soon to be rust free.
And soon to be rust free. And you know what? The owner's
collision free.
The owner's still excited, so that still helps. And it's very much see-through right now.
So the other thing that we're doing is trying to do as much of this car with squeeze type welding as possible. So even with this rail, and we take the rail off. So some of the things that we're checking right now, which are really easy to do, we've got the e-brake cables off of the old rails, sandblasted, cleaned, squeeze typed on, in the right place. There is a cross brace that goes under the floor pans. Right from here over.
Right,
That's getting cleaned right now.
Awesome.
That'll get welded into place so that when the floor pans go on, we can weld up to a certain point, take the wheelhouses out, weld the whole floor in as per factory, as my old boss would say, on the money.
Nice.
And start putting the whole car together, but doing it in a way that we're figuring out how the factory did it so we can squeeze type the most of it without doing very much MIG welding.
Right. Yeah. Squeeze type would have been the factory way of putting this together.
Exactly.
Correct? Yeah. So it'll be fixed as OE with new sheet metal. The engine's out, it's getting punched 30 over, so this car will be new from front bumper to rear bumper and left door to right door for sure.
Not to mention, we've already done a spray out card of the original green.
Yes.
I don't have that right now, but
that's a teaser for next video.
That's a teaser for the next video, but the kids saw it. They love it.
Yeah.
They're into this thing.
Nice. Cool. Well, we look forward to the rebuilding or the rebirth of this car. Because again, I say this in a lot of the videos with the restorations, you saved another one. If this, if someone wants to do this at a shop, this would be exorbitant amount, but the students are getting what they need out of it for training. The owner gets their vehicle back on the road and everybody gets to learn. Like, I think that's just a win-win. So anyway,
so much fun.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, Scott. Like always, stay tuned, everyone, to the YouTube channel. We have many videos coming. The 59 Parisienne is up soon, if you've been following on that one. So, yeah. Anyway,
been a while since the last one on that last video on that one.
I'm jacked to show everybody what it looks. It looks like a car again. It's wonderful. So yeah, like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and yeah, stay tuned to the channel, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks again, Scott. Always appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks again.